What?
It's in.
No.
Wait, what do you mean?
You want Frank to win. You bet on Frank. You want Frank to win. I
Okay.
have to pay for this match.
Oh,
I
got
pay
you,
them.
got you.
You
Okay.
don't pay them.
Oh,
I
nice,
pay
nice.
them.
Okay, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
you okay? So you're putting a little bit of okay. You're liking Tony. All right, or at least
Well,
making
yeah,
things
yeah,
interesting.
but if Tony wins, I get a rematch.
All right, you can have as many rematches as you want if you agree to play harder than last time. All right.
I'll go hardcore.
Okay,
But
I like that.
If
I
Frank
like that.
wins, I pay for this match. If Tony wins, I get a rematch. Deal?
All right, I love that. All right, let's get it rolling.
Let's see what we got.
We got
Let's see what
Tony. We got Frank. We got Tony, red, allied in the top right. Frank, yellow, bottom left. A couple of OG top level players. They've both seen this map played a few times. These are the kind of players.
Tony.
Well, yeah.
Being sneaky. AFC.
Oh, early AFC. So Tony, you know what's interesting? We saw Zed try this and fail. And I think, okay, so Frank out with an early Rhino. Frank, but so gonna go after. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, Zed's tried it and it's failed. It's just hard. I mean, what are you gonna do with a couple Rockies? One flak track counters. I mean, what can you do, Snark? What's that? Oh, now out with the Eagles. I don't know. Is there any merit to this, Snark? What do you think?
I think it's possible. He shouldn't have gone for War Factory if he's going air, but I definitely think it's possible, man. You know, you keep sniping the power with the Rocketeers. You keep sniping the flak tracks with the Eagles. It's possible.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting to say, like, so that sort of early air rush, do you think it favors a smaller map? Like the Eagles are able to recharge faster and stuff, maybe?
For sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But Tony went to a War Factory, so now Frank is going to push in here with the Rhinos. He doesn't really have enough to push this. Tony puts a pillbox, loses a flak track.
Nice use of the pillbox. Couple Grizzlies out. Staying busy with that Eagle.
Yeah.
I don't...
That Eagle doing work, and now the power drop comes down. Damn!
Okay, paradrop.
Alright, what does Frank do? What does Frank do? He's gonna need a micro here, or he's in big trouble.
Oh, ooh.
Oof.
Oh, he's gonna lose
Oof.
that. Oh, and he picks up the Elite GI. I like that. Oh yeah, that's right, Zed.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was Papa who was trying the air rush. That's right, Zed. Sorry, Papa tried a couple air rushes and did not work. All right, and yeah, Tony trying to keep the pressure on, and I think that's the smart move. You can't leave Frank to his own devices. You can't let him get comfortable. Trying to keep some pressure on, but I think he's in trouble because Frank's economy is rolling right now. Both players on 5 oils.
Well, those GIs pushing in together with the Grizzlies. Tony really showing great control with his infantry together with
Yep.
and you know, Frank, my mistake, not having a Deso out as the Rocketeers come in for a second attack, gonna get the power. Frank is gonna go low power, build at 50% speed. The radar does come out.
Yep, hits him low power, and that's what. Yep, he didn't have that radar out, so he couldn't get the Deso. The radar is out now, so we'll probably. And as the Deso comes out, the GIs are gone anyway. So and hits the barracks though. Yeah. Wow, and Tony
again.
Yeah. But man,
look at Tony's base walk.
And Tony, yeah. Oh, and Tony now base walking. Yep, hitting that radar. Tony's got a nice little base walk going.
Oh, that's nuts.
Oh yeah, the Eagle. Tony's red. Wait, his name's in red and he's red. Come on, man. Jeff, I got you. I'm looking out, buddy. Their names are the color that they are. And now,
okay, Frank going in here.
Frank,
Rhinos versus Grizzlies.
Okay. And man, you know, yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Snark? What needs to happen right now?
Well, Tony needs more air. He needs to put more pressure. He needs to use the money that these guys got. 6K. I want to see more.
Yep.
Yeah, more infantry come out. I want to see more shit come out, which is what he's doing now. As he keeps trying to push in third War Factory, comes out for Frank. So Frank is really going to be getting those Rhinos out quickly. I want to see 4 Eagles out for Tony, and I want to see them being used constantly.
Yep, that's absolutely right. Yeah, Tony's got the money for it. He's got so much oil. He needs to keep the Eagle he has. He needs to keep busy. He needs to have more Eagles. His War Factory. Okay, so he's got some more Grizzlies coming out and moving more of the GIs. And I love Tony's really putting on a clinic today with the GI Grizzly combo. I really like the micro we've seen out of him. He's really got a lot done with it, both in your games.
High level shit, man.
Yep. But you know what? Frank is slowly winning this the base versus base battle right now. Sentry, he's out sentry gunning him, and Tony now seeming to focus his efforts elsewhere, but abandoning that leg of his base. Oh, gets up on the higher ground there.
Okay. Yeah, but Frank's still in a much better spot here, pushing in with the conscripts, looking really strong. His Rhino army much bigger than the Grizzly army, which is melting as he pushes in with those conscripts as well. Engineers coming out. He stole his oil. He stole another oil. 5% 2 oils.
and starts
As the
taking the
engineers
oils.
come in.
Yep.
Wow, look at Frank with the crazy high-level moves here. Tony's trying to defend us, but with GIs and pillboxes. But at this point, Frank's army is looking huge. Can Tony do anything here, man? I think it's over.
I don't think he has much left. He went down swinging. It was a great point, but man, I'll tell you what though, Tony makes Grizzlies go a long ways. He really takes advantage of their speed, and they last a lot longer than they should.
Frank attacked his own oil there and destroyed all of Tony's oil.
Hit his own oil to chain rack. Yep, heads up play.
The power drop in the bottom left, but Frank has already won this. The power drop will do damage in the bottom left, but Frank coming in hot here.
If you just had a few more Grizzlies, these GIs pushing up.
More NGs. More NGs. He gets another oil off of Tony.
Oh no! Oh, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose the AFC. Oh, Jesus, the AFC. Oh no.
Damn.
And that'll be it.
Frank.
Yeah, and you know what? Tony was a little bit distracted with that para drop, and he was getting shit done, but he paid the price on the home front.
Indeed, he did. As Frank is a beast over here. I should not have taken that bet. Yeah.
No, Tony looks strong though. It'll be interesting to see what he comes with differently here. And that was Soviet versus Allied. What do you think faction-wise? Who do you think benefits from what most? Snark, you in here? Oh, we lost Snark. Lost Snark. All right, and we get the G's from Tony. Yeah. But really top level players. It was fun to see. Yeah, it was hard. Yeah, he could have pushed tech. He could have pushed tech a little bit. And you generally with Sov, you know, you can't go toe to toe with the Grizzlies. All right, so Frank takes that first one. And let's see if we can find Snark. Yeah, it was a good backdoor para drop. That was tight. I mean, that's that's top level play when you see the kind of players who they can get down in those situations and still be looking for backdoor plays and comeback moves. And had some nice counter punches, but it's hard. You know, the Soviet versus Allied in those positions where it's a very tank on tank battle. The Soviets can, or the Rhinos obviously can really get ahead. So Snark, I don't know, maybe lost power or something. We got Tony's BRB right now. When he gets back, we'll keep this going. 1-0. Frank up. All right. How much does an oil derrick cost? I can't remember. It's a good question though. $12.50. But yeah, so this is a new, the whole Blitz style. You know, it's something that's obviously that I really like the idea of, but there's still some fine tuning and stuff that needs to happen. Andy's saying that if you have 5, you never run out. That's not true. If you have even 5 or 6, if you're base walking, building a lot of units, you'll still be running out on it. We've seen it before. A lot of players end up with too much money because they're not buying enough. They're not used to the situation they're in. But yeah, by the end of the game, you should have a lot of money. Okay, all right. Soviet versus Soviet. We got Tony. in the bottom left there, Frank in the top right. Both players getting a nice, good, clean scout. Tony out with that early bunker. And Frank now choosing to take taking that Alamo early on, out with a couple rhinos. And Tony looking to counter these rhinos with drones. Only drones out on his own. No tanks out for Tony yet. Okay, so now Frank up on tanks, but not pushing in, but now on his second war factory. Tony slightly ahead on his eco right now. Now has his second war factory, but got his third oil out beforehand. I would imagine that Frank has a third oil coming here shortly. Okay, yep. So now both very similar positions. Tony's you know, pushing the envelope here a little bit, building towards Frank. They're going to be meeting very shortly, and then we'll kind of see this same sort of thing devolve, where we have a tank battle simultaneously on one front, while we also have both bases kind of mashed up against each other with the sentry gun battle on another front. And Frank kind of trying to find a weakness here. So now Tony slightly ahead, now has his third war factory out. Yeah, very even right now. It'll be interesting to see how the dust settles here and who's able to kind of take an advantage. Both players 6 oil. We'll see if kind of baiting him to take that oil. Okay, so now Frank pushing in a little bit. Good use of the fodder. Now able to pull back behind his sentry guns a little bit. Frank drives right into those sentry guns. I don't think that was good for Frank. And now Tony slightly up on tanks. And Tony should be able to get a slight edge here. Tony now on his 4th war factory, while Frank is on his 3rd. But Tony was on his 3rd while he was on his 2nd for quite a while. And but tank, he's not pulling too far ahead on tanks. Now going to try to steal this oil derrick, which is funny, a funny move. And Tony making good use of the sentry guns. Frank pushing in with some conscripts now. Oh, and I don't think, yeah, Frank's not going to like the way that that one turns out. And now, I mean, sentry guns, desperation drones. But I think Tony's going to be able to take this. Takes the MCV, and Frank calls the G's. And we got ourselves knotted up, 1-1. See if we can get Snark back in here. All right. And so we've seen some Sov action. I'd like to see these get a little more allied action with these guys. Like maybe see an allied v allied matchup. Yeah, the Connies were a little late to the party for Frank. All right. Snark still having some technical difficulties. Abandoning the booth. That's all right, though. We live for it. We live for it. Allied versus allied. The Red Alert 2 gods have shone brightly upon me. I think this will be a fun matchup. And just a reminder, all the allied factions have all the allied bonuses. There is no cannon. Let Frank know there's no cannon. I'm not sure if he's caught that yet on the stream. All right. So, Tony comes out. We got Tony in the bottom right, Frank in the top left. Tony comes out with an early oil, slightly ahead now. Okay, so Frank goes War Factory. Tony went oil first. Very evenly matched, but Frank's going to get it slightly ahead on tanks. We'll see what he can do with it here. Both players getting really good scouts, taking advantage of these dogs. I think on these small maps, a lot of players kind of forget about that part of it. Obviously, it's incredible. You think the small map's going to kind of scout itself, but it's actually really important, obviously, and some players don't get a good scout. and can get behind for a large part of the game because of it. So now, Tony out with a couple Rockies. Frank does not have any of his own Rockies or IFVs. Should be able to get an IFV out here in just a second before this Rocky can get much done. Tony's got a couple different things going on. He's chasing Frank's army. Frank only ahead by about 1 tank. And now Tony just walking in with 2 GIs. I'm not sure what the purpose of those GIs was. I like Frank's base stretch here. And now out with the AFC, gonna get those Eagles going. I think that's one thing we've seen a lot with is the Eagles being extremely valuable for the allied player, especially on such a small map. They're recharging quick. But now Frank right on the doorstep, but not shooting. Gets all the way oil, but doesn't shoot the oil. Tony's got one lone Rocky in the bottom left, trying to take down an AFC by himself. That's not going to work. Oh, Tony's going to sneak in now, try to pick off a couple of Rockies. But Tony's pretty well out-tanked. Oh, perfect sentry gun. Great counter from Tony. Able to hold that off. That was a great sentry gun. Really good hold by him. Chased him out of there. Paired her up, not going to get much done. But Frank's economy looking a lot stronger. Had quite a few. Well, he's been on 5 oils now for a little bit. Yeah, I feel like Frank was sleeping at the wheel there for a second. I feel like he could have sniped one of those oils and wasn't able to. So now Frank the first out with an Eagle, start taking advantage of that, try to pick off some tanks. It's really valuable on this map. You know, the Eagles are able to recharge so quickly. You know, you get the Eagles out, you hotkey them, and you stay super busy with them, especially once your economy starts rolling. And now Frank, Frank now looking nice. Nice Air Force. Rocky staying busy, supported by that Eagle. Good little batch of tanks. And Tony, I don't know what Tony's doing right now. Tony might be breaking his keyboard over his head or something, but doesn't seem to be, Huh. He wasn't really making much of an attempt to counter those Rockies. And I think, yep, Frank will be picking up another one here. Oh, little paradrop. Another try to backdoor paradrop on the MCV. Worked the first game, or worked last game. Not going to work again, though. And Frank comes out. Frank out now. We're trying to bring the robot tanks into the battle. He is low power. Okay, now the robot tanks. Not really sure what his plan is with that. Tony throws the G's. Yeah, and I think, and that's a big part of these maps is, you know, early on, you know, it's what are you going to buy? And then later on, it's what are you not going to buy? And you just have to stay so busy. You got to be base stretching. You got to be building units. You got to be building tanks. I've said it 100 times, but Eagles and, I mean, everything. Once you have that much money at your disposal, and I think it's tempting to say, like, oh, you have unlimited money, you can do anything. Players struggle with that. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to manage buying, using a bunch of different things all at the same time. It's not as easy as it looks. And we've seen a lot of players struggle with it. Oh, let's see if Snark's ready to go. All right, so now Frank up 2-1. All right. Frank in the bottom right, Tony in the top left. So now Tony picks up Soviet, and I think he's got to be liking his odds with that. Andy, I got an idea. Why don't you hop out of the chat, and why don't you write me a formal email telling me your suggestions and ideas? A really well-structured formal email. Because, you know, in chat, I'm not really keeping up with it. I just feel like your ideas are going to waste. You know what I mean? Unless, of course, your whole MO is just to annoy me, in which case, hang out in chat and keep just saying random stuff. But if you want to be constructive, a really well-worded email, Andy. That's what I'd really be looking for from you. Maybe some graphics, some, like, charts. Graphs and charts would be fun. And Tony says, let's not let him breathe super early. Doesn't want to start getting harassed by those eagles super early with the rhinos. Goes right for the power. Knocks him low power. Oh, and on this map, I mean, it's really tough. I mean, obviously, the Soviet rush that you see in all levels of the game on this map is devastating because they're on your doorstep in seconds. But at the same time, Frank was going AFC and stuff. I don't know. I guess if you have an opponent who's going to do that to you, you got to get pillboxes, you got to get GIs. You just immediately have to kind of hunker down. And then what? I guess is the question. And is there a way to come back from that early turtling? I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say. 2-2 though. 2-2. Yeah, I don't think an ore purifier works on oils. Okay. So, Frank in the bottom left now. Tony in the top right. Ooh, we get another Allied versus Soviet. So we just saw this. And it's fun to see a player like Frank because Tony just, showed a very strong hand. He's like, here's what I can do. And now Frank Tony's got to be looking to do the exact same thing again. And Frank has to be thinking, what am I going to do? I mean, when you know what your opponent's going to do, how do you counter it? And Frank's a player capable of some good counters, so we'll see what he comes with. Just out with the early Grizzlies. I don't know what else you can do. Out with the early Grizzlies, get a pillbox ready, cross your fingers. It's hard to say. But he is ahead on tanks now. And he's going to need to be, obviously, to counter these rhinos. And Tony out with the early rhinos. Oh, in a second, super early War Factory. On one oil derrick, we'll see how long that supports. That actually is kind of a nice build, I think, because he's still milking his first 10K. And now out with the... Yeah, those two early War Factories are nice. That could be devastating. I'm not sure what Frank's answer is here. I mean, generally speaking, Allied players look into tech, taking advantage of battle BFs, obviously, mirages, things like that. On a small map like this, everything goes so fast, it's hard to do that. We'll see what happens here. Maybe Prism Towers? I don't know. You got to think the AFC needs to be out, though. But Frank got 5 oils, but right now scraping the bottom of the barrel. Needs to be careful with these GIs. He doesn't really have the money to be doing that. He's going to put himself behind on tanks. Perfect sentry gun. Perfect sentry gun. And Frank's usually the kind of guy who's countering Soviet with his in and out air Rockies and planes. So if he can survive this early storm, things get better in Frank's favor, obviously. But man, it's rough. Yeah, try to get the GIs down there. Okay, so now Frank's money's really rolling. Okay, so now Frank's out with the AFC. Frank just needs a little bit more room to breathe here. Okay, so now Rocky's coming out. He's got an Eagle here. So now Frank can get some things rolling. And Tony, I think, Tony could be kicking himself if he leaves Frank much longer. I think Tony could have maybe tried to go after a little bit more there, but Frank defended it really well. Frank definitely didn't make it easy. So now Tony, nice batch of rhinos, but yeah, Frank staying super busy with that Eagle. Got some Rockies coming in, keeping Tony on his toes. And now let's see what Frank's play is. So Frank's economy, he's strong enough now, and now with the Prism Tower base walk, and Tony's gonna have a hard time answering this, I think. Sentry gun of his own, a couple Eagles coming in. And now I'm wondering what Frank's looking to do. Is he trying to get a battle lab out right now? I guess he's just so busy on this front line with these Prism Towers and these Grizzlies. And this is really where the action is. And Tony tries to backdoor with a group of 5 Connies. And you never know. But, okay, they've changed course. They're trying to now, I don't know what they're doing on a suicide mission. And Frank pulls ahead here. Wow. Allied versus Sov on a map like this, hats off to Frank. One of the best to ever do it, and clearly showing his abilities right now. Really well played. And Tony, you just see that he's just stopped right now. He's just paused because he's out of answers. He's just out of answers. You know, there's just I don't know what else he can really do. I mean, even the Grizzlies are the least of the issues. The base walk is so dominating. Frank's got these engineers lined up, literally taking over his entire base, and that's man, that's get out your notepads, take notes, because that is a beautifully well played game right there. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, so Frank takes it. Frank takes it. All right, 2-3. So this is match point for Frank. It is best of 7. All right. Yeah, good pressure by Tony. Could have used a Deso. Frank's style, yeah. Well, his style, it worked out, though. Yeah, the prisms, I think the prisms are a bit big for Allied. I think that can be really nice here. Yeah, the prism towers for Allied are big. Okay, now we get Allied versus Allied. All right. Frank in the bottom right, Tony in the top left. Match point for Frank if he can take it. Yeah, Allied versus Allied will be interesting to see how these guys play it. Man, that was beautiful by Frank. And what's incredible, he was able to hold off the Rhinos without even taking advantage of the Rockies. He wasn't even really using GIs. It was just perfect tank control and perfect pillboxes, and then prism towers later. But really, really beautiful. Okay, so Tony going for GI IFVs. Very interesting. Frank just pushing the regular Grizzlies. Both players have almost identical builds, but these GI IFVs, this will be interesting. Let's see what Tony tries to pull off here. All right, baits the first pillbox placement. Nice. Now going for a little split, possibly. Tries to snipe the power plant, but gonna lose. Loses one. It's hard. Okay, so now he's got some Grizzlies behind. So Tony's bottoming out on money, so his production's slowing down a little bit more. But these nice little in and out missions, you're really taking advantage of those IFV's speed. Now trapped in between some pillboxes, trying to get out without too much damage done. Nice hit and runs by Tony. Really taking advantage of his speed, keeping Frank on his toes. Good pillbox placement, and that was really well played by Tony. And in a game like this, where every second counts in development and building, if you can, if you can slow down your opponent, it's great. You know, it's gonna give you a big advantage, obviously, and that's gonna put Frank behind here. But now it's all about, once you get someone down, you get an advantage. What are you gonna do with it? And now Tony needs to be thinking, what can he do? And these GIs, ooh, and now what? He could build a sniper here. So what's Tony doing right now? Why isn't Tony? Now out with the seal. Oh, devastating. Damn, gotta get away from those GIs. Oh, and now the Rockies to clean it up. Wow. That's too bad. Wow, and Frank takes it. That was close. Really well played.